Hi, welcome to another video. Today I'm gonna be looking into Hobie's birth chart to analyze his astrological map. Please note this analysis is limited due to unknown birth time, so I will omit house placements and moon aspects as they wouldn't be accurate without an exact birth time. So let's get into it. Hobie is in Aquarius with his moon in Taurus. He has strong Pisces placements in his chart with Scorpio influence. The challenges he has to overcome in his life may be related to Scorpio and Virgo energies, which I will get more into later in the video. So, Sun is our ego, outward expression, and identity. Aquarius is a masculine air sign ruled by planet Uranus. Just so you know, I typically say Uranus, but Uranus is fine. People say it differently. Aquarius Sun people are intellectually driven and often can be found advocating for humanitarian causes. Because they are an air sign, they can seem emotionally detached and aloof. They value personal freedom, autonomy, and individuality. Hobie's Sun is in a sign-based conjunction to his Mars. Mars is our drive and how we assert our will. Mars in Aquarius is innovative and forward-thinking. They're often open to new and unconventional approaches in asserting their energy. When the Sun and Mars align in the same sign, the energies of both planets intensifies. This suggests that Hobie is assertive and possesses high physical energy. Mars is associated with competition, and this conjunction can make Hobie highly competitive. He may enjoy challenges and thrive in competitive environments. He wouldn't be afraid to take risks and initiate action. This placement also can indicate strong leadership skills as well. This conjunction gives him a clear sense of purpose. He has strong determination, ambition, and willpower. These qualities are heightened when his Sun is conjunct to Saturn on the other side. Saturn is the planet associated with structure, responsibilities, restrictions, and limitations. Pisces is a highly compassionate, spiritually inclined sign that is very sensitive and intuitive. With Saturn in Pisces, Hobie has a very disciplined and structured approach to his artistic or creative endeavors, allowing him to turn his dreams into tangible reality. Saturn can impose a sense of restrictions or limitations as well. Saturn's influence on his Sun can give him a sense of needing to prove himself and work harder to earn recognition or to express himself authentically with confidence. It can lead him to pursue spiritual or metaphysical interests in a serious and disciplined manner. He may be drawn to meditation, yoga, or other spiritual practices, especially with his Venus and Mercury also in Pisces. Mercury is how we think, how we process information, and how we communicate. Mercury in Pisces adds a strong intuitive and emotional component to his communication and thought process. Hobie has a knack for picking up on nonverbal cues, emotions, and the underlying feelings of others, making him empathetic. He's also compassionate and has a gentle way of communicating. Being sensitive to words, he may be easily hurt by harsh words and conversely, deeply touched by kind words. Hobie has a natural talent for creative and artistic expressions. He excels in fields such as music, writing, visual arts, or storytelling. His communication style may be poetic, imaginative, and dreamy, just like Sugar. This placement gives him a vivid and active imagination. He may have a tendency to daydream and create imaginative inner worlds. And he might often find inspirations in his dreams and fantasies. Venus represents our love style, how we receive and give love, and can indicate what we value and find pleasurable in life. With his Venus in Pisces, Hobie is likely to be very romantic and idealistic when it comes to love. There's a side to him that needs deep emotional connections, unlike his Sun and Mars expressions in Aquarius, where he may feel uncomfortable at times with emotional display. He's most likely drawn to the idea of unconditional love in romantic relationships. This Venus placement gives him a strong appreciation for art, beauty, fashion, and aesthetics, and he has a unique, dreamy, and whimsical sense of style. Overall expression of his Sun in conjunction to these energies can suggest that Hobie is self-disciplined and goal-oriented with a strong sense of responsibility. He's compassionate and empathetic and is attuned to subtle energies and emotions of others, making him a good listener and a communicator. He's forgiving and accepting of the people he loves, regardless of their flaws and shortcomings. He values deep emotional connections and excels in creative expression. Pisces energy can often be boundaryless and self-sacrificing. With a Pisces stellium in his chart, it will be important for Hobie to set healthy boundaries and practice self-care to avoid being drained by the needs of others, as Pisces often has a strong desire to help others. Although Pisces has great love and compassion for others, it has a hard time directing the energies to self-love and compassion. So he may be self-critical at times and experience a sense of inadequacy due to strong Saturn and Pisces energies in his chart. These energies are prominent in his life as his Sun, Mercury, Saturn are also the apex of a huge T-square. T-square is an aspect configuration pattern that creates tension and stress in his life, and it forces him to work towards resolving the challenges it presents. This configuration is represented by the red triangle in his chart. On one side, his Sun, Mercury, Saturn square to his South Node in Taurus, and possibly his Moon, but we can't be sure what degree his Moon is. But because the Moon is in a sign-based conjunction to his South Node, regardless of its degree, it will affect the South Node, influencing the T-square as well. Moon is his emotional nature, instinct, and how he is oriented internally. Taurus Moon represents grounded emotional nature in a practical earth element. His emotional need is based on building stability and financial security. Ruled by planet Venus, Taurus likes its material comfort and is compelled towards sensual pleasures in life. Because Taurus is a fixed sign, Hobie may have a difficulty adapting to new circumstances. He may have the tendency to be stubborn and may lack flexibility at times. But these energies also give him determination and persistence to meet his emotional needs and achieve his goals. South Node is representative of old patterns and behavioral tendencies, possibly from past lives that he must learn to let go of. With a South Node in Taurus, Hobie may have a tendency to cling to what is familiar and comfortable and resist change. He may also have a strong emotional attachment to material comforts and possessions. When his Moon is conjunct to South Node, he may have a deep emotional need for security, stability, and comfort. He might find emotional solace in tangible things like possessions, a comfortable home, or financial stability. These desires are rooted in his past experiences and influence his emotional well-being. The square aspect between his Sun, Mercury, and Saturn to his Moon and South Node can manifest as a reluctance to let go of familiar situations or relationships, even if they are no longer serving his growth. His tendency to cling to familiar and outdated patterns can conflict with his ego needs and self-expression, keeping him restricted and limited. Resistance to step out of his comfort zone can also negatively affect his drive and assertion, hindering his personal growth. These energies are even more prominent in his life as they oppose his Pluto and North Node in Scorpio. Pluto is associated with transformation, regeneration, and empowerment. Scorpio is the zodiac sign associated with Pluto, so Pluto is very comfortable in Scorpio. Scorpio-Pluto gives Hobie a strong sense of intuition and a deep connection to the mysteries of life, which can aid him in his spiritual and personal growth. North Node represents current life's purpose and the qualities we need to develop in this lifetime. Scorpio North Node may require Hobie to confront his fears, face deep-seated issues, and undergo karmic lessons that facilitate his growth and evolution. Pluto and North Node conjunction can bring about powerful and transformative experiences that can also be challenging. The intensity of this aspect can indicate a powerful drive in him to transform himself and his life in significant ways. This can be through relationship patterns or work circumstances that are often characterized by power struggles, control, and trust issues. Pluto's energy is often linked to letting go of the past and breaking free from old patterns and attachments. With the North Node involved, he is encouraged to release karmic baggage from past lifetimes or early in this life that may be holding him back. His Jupiter is also there in Scorpio, which expands the Pluto and North Node energies. Pluto is secretive and represents hidden energies. The struggles it brings typically occurs internally within Hobie's psyche, but Jupiter's influence can bring these energies outwards, expanding its reach and expression. It can indicate overblown or exaggerated fears about loss of control or power struggles. If we knew his birth time, we would know what house or area of his life would be affected by these energies, but without that information, it's difficult to tell. The opposition of his moon and south node to his Pluto, north node, and Jupiter create tense conflicting energies that pull him in opposite directions. Pluto's influence on the moon can bring out intense emotional experiences. Emotions may run very deep, and Hobie may grapple with issues related to trust and vulnerability. On one side, he finds comfort in established patterns and struggles with releasing the familiar. He may experience fears about confronting his tendency to remain in unhealthy situations for the sake of emotional comfort. On the other side, he's pulled to undergo transformative experiences regardless of his resistance, and experience major emotional pain and discomfort that ultimately aids in his growth and evolution. To complete the T-square configuration, his Pluto and North Node conjunction squares back to his Sun, Mercury, and Saturn conjunction. This side of the T-square aspect can suggest that he may often encounter difficult conflicts in his life related to control or power issues that have an impact on his ego and self-expression. His soul's journey may involve bracing transformation, letting go of what no longer serves him. Developing and maintaining healthy boundaries and learning to trust and surrender when necessary while also protecting his own well-being may be a key lesson of this T-square configuration. His Sun, Saturn, Mercury, and Venus conjunction oppose his Chiron in Virgo, with Venus at an exact degree of opposition, making it the strongest energy here. Chiron represents areas of deep wounds, vulnerabilities, and insecurities. Virgo is an intellectually driven sign that is service-oriented, practical, and discerning. Chiron in Virgo can show wounds related to mental agility. Hobie may have insecurities related to his intelligence, communication skills, or the quality of his discernment. His personal planets opposite to Chiron can indicate that Hobie may experience moments of self-doubt or insecurity that challenge his ability to fully express his unique identity. This aspect can bring to the forefront any wounds related to feeling different or like an outsider. Pisces indicates compassion and empathy, but he can also be prone to misunderstanding or confusion. His planets in Pisces opposite to Virgo energy suggests potential wounds related to communication, such as feeling constantly criticized or not being able to express himself fully or with conviction. It can indicate that Hobie may feel like he lacks good judgment or discernment, leading him astray in his conclusions or perceptions of situations and people. Also, he may feel like there is a sense of limitation or restriction to his ability to communicate or experience love. He may even feel that people or romantic partners take advantage of his giving and kind nature without returning the same efforts. There may have been lack of support or strong foundations in his early life, indicated by Saturn's involvement here as well. The focused energy on Chiron from his Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Saturn can indicate patterns of wounds and vulnerabilities Hobie experiences regularly in his life. The pain and self-doubt related to self-worth and ability to receive love can feel prominent for him. I feel that his mask is the strongest compared to other BTS members. The bubbly and happy persona hides a lot. But these difficult energies also provide him with intense and powerful drive to overcome the challenges and motivates him to show up and face obstacles in his life. Over time, they become the driving force and motivation and make him stronger. Moving on to his love and relationship style, we will be looking at Venus and Mars. Venus in love is how we give and receive love, affection, what we value in relationships, and represent what we find attractive. Venus in Pisces is romantic and idealistic. Hobi might have a tendency for romantic fantasies and seek spiritual connections in relationships. He is an empathetic, sensitive, and nurturing lover. He may idealize partners and overlook their flaws, willing to see the best in them. He is willing to make sacrifices for the sake of love and often attract partners who need his care and support. He may have a tendency to put the needs and desires of his loved ones above his own. His Venus conjunct to Sun gives Hobi a pleasing and balanced personality that draws people in. His friendly and open demeanor makes it easy for people to feel comfortable around him, and he has a magnetic presence that draws others to him. The conjunction of Venus and Mercury suggests Hobi communicates in a harmonious and charming way. His communication carries a sense of grace and tact. With Saturn in the mix, he approaches relationships with a strong sense of responsibility. He takes his commitments seriously and values security of committed relationships. While Venus in Pisces can be idealistic in love, the influence of Saturn adds a practical dimension to his romantic aspirations. He may have a realistic approach to achieving his relationship goals and is willing to put in the effort to make them a reality. The trine aspect between Venus and Jupiter in Scorpio amplifies his capacity for deep emotional connections and love. He may be drawn to intense and transformative relationships and seek partners who can share his emotional depth and who are willing to embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth with him. This aspect fuels his openness to new experiences, opportunities for expansion, and learning through relationships. Jupiter's influence infuses his outlook on love with optimism, generosity, and a sense of adventure. Both Venus and Jupiter are benefic planets, and therefore associated with abundance and generosity. In love, he is likely to be generous with his affection, time, and resources. A partile aspect is where two planets are in the exact same degree, making it a significant and powerful aspect in astrology. An opposition aspect often signifies tension, duality, and challenges. When Venus in Pisces is in a partile opposition to Chiron in Virgo, there is a strong push and pull dynamic between these two energies. This can indicate that Hobi may have high ideals and expectations in romantic relationships. He may seek a perfect love or partner and may be prone to daydreaming about his ideal partner. The tension of this aspect can lead him to confront his vulnerabilities and work on self-acceptance in relationships. It may encourage him to acknowledge his imperfections and find partners who accept him for who he is. This aspect can also indicate an opportunity for him to heal through love. He may find opportunities to address and heal his past wounds related to self-esteem and self-criticism. Mars is how he takes action and asserts his energy in relationships. With Mars in Aquarius, Hobi values his independence and freedom. He may be hesitant to commit too quickly or to feel tied down by traditional relationship structures. He would often need room to explore his individuality and may be attracted to partners who respect and encourage his independence. He is most likely drawn to partners who engage with him on an intellectual level. He would appreciate deep conversations, shared interests, and mental stimulations in his relationships. A partner who can engage in discussions about social issues, innovative ideas, and future-oriented topics might catch his attention. On the downside, this placement can sometimes lead to emotional detachment in relationships. He might struggle with expressing his feelings or may come across as emotionally aloof, which can seem cold and distant to more emotionally oriented partners. Here, he may be more accepting of alternative or unconventional relationship styles, such as open relationships or polyamory. Mars is also associated with passion and sexuality. With the Sun, the sign-based conjunction can indicate a strong sexual drive and intensity. The Sun represents self-expression, and when combined with Mars, it can indicate direct and assertive style. He's probably not shy about expressing his opinions and desires in relationships. His Mars square to Jupiter in Scorpio can show challenges between his desire for freedom and independence and a desire for deep, intense, passionate connections. He may have grandiose ideas about love and may pursue his romantic interests with intensity. He would be willing to take risks and be more inclined to explore uncharted territory in his pursuit of passion and excitement. Jupiter's influence makes him ambitious and enthusiastic about his romantic pursuits, but can sometimes lead to excess in various forms. He may overindulge in the pursuit of pleasure or excitement, which can lead to impulsiveness and potential challenges in relationships. So that is it. That was my analysis of Hobie's birth chart. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it entertaining and informative. I will see you in my next video. Bye.